Your Daily 180, 180 seconds of pure Bible study.
What is the value of your soul? The soul is worth so much more than anything that this world can offer. Your soul is worth more than earthly fame. Oh, you may get the pats on the back. After all, that's the reason why the Pharisees did what they did. That's what Jesus said in Matthew 23 and verse 5. All their works they do to be seen by men. They like the pats on the back. They like to hear people say, boy, you sure are a generous giver. Man, you can really pray. But it was worthless. What about earthly opinions? If I do A, B, and C, there's going to be a lot of people that don't like that. The real question should be, what does God's word mandate? And am I willing to follow that? What about earthly friendships? There's a lot of people who are worshiping in error, living in error, believing error, because they will not even consider the possibility of going against what their friends believe. Why not consider, what does God say? Because I sure don't want to go against God's word. Earthly gain. There are people who will sacrifice their faith for a paycheck, sacrifice their opportunity to worship God so that they can get in some overtime. None of that compares to the value of your soul. So what do we need to do? We need to stand for what is right. In Matthew chapter 16, Jesus asked this question, what will a man give in exchange for his soul? And back in verse number 24, Matthew 16, Jesus makes this statement, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. You see, it begins with the idea of me understanding it's not about me. It's not about my wants and my desires and my appetites. It's about serving God, and it requires me to take up my cross. In the first century, no one would say, well, what's this idea about a cross? What's that symbolize? They knew what a cross was about. They had seen crucifixions. They were well familiar with the idea. They knew that taking up your cross meant dying to self. That's how important it is for us to preserve the value of our soul. Where will you spend eternity? We'd love to help you. Send us an email. We'd be happy to study with you. Join us again tomorrow.